Hi everybody, it is Julie and welcome back to Nobody's Beauty Guru. Today I have a very exciting video for you and this is my Project Pan finale slash update. But I'll get into that a little bit later. I started this in February, so a lot of the Project Panners start this in January. I started a little bit late and I set a goal for myself to use everything up or hit my goals by September. And I'm filming this about a half an hour away from September 1st. So what I want to do is just share my progress and then go over what I'm going to be doing from here on out. I will try, if I can, with my editing skills, to put in pictures of where I started and where I was at my last update, as well as this, because my other updates for this project were on my website. So I should still have the pictures and I will try to insert them into the video so that you can see where I was throughout my journey. Let's start with the things that I've used up completely. I have them all in a handy dandy little bag right here. My very first face product that I wanted to use up was my IT Cosmetics CC Cream Plus in, what color is this? Light. And I did use that all the way up. I didn't, like some people, cut this open and continue using it. The reason I didn't do that is that by the time I finished this up to the point where no more product would go down in through this pump, it was summer and I was too dark for this. So I had, towards the end of using this up, mixed it in with a different foundation and made it work. But then I got to a point where I was so dark that even mixing this with my regular medium wasn't working and my medium was too light for me. So this is done and I was very, very happy to see that done. I think it's probably my first foundation type product that I've ever finished up and I was really, really proud of myself for that, especially because I've already bought a backup of it and I hadn't even finished it yet when I did. And then the next up is my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and this is in the shade Light Neutral. You can see, obviously, straight through this. I scraped in there. I did take the stopper out and continue to dig around in there. And then I finished up a couple of mascaras. This was my Marc Jacobs mascara. I don't know what the actual formula name of this was. And then the YSL, this is the Mascara Volume Effects Faux Cils in the black packaging. I know that in my empties video, did I post my empties video yet? I don't know, but I have one of these in a gold packaging, but this is the black packaging. So these two mascara samples were my very first Project Pan goals. I've since replaced them a couple times over. You've seen some of those, or will see some of those, in an empties video, and I have more that I'm currently going through now that I'm almost about done with. So I've been really rotating those in and out, which makes me really, really happy. I also finished off my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. This bad boy was cut open, completely empty, really happy with that. One thing I did not finish was my Kat Von D autograph pencil. It's a black eye pencil. And I've sharpened this a whole bunch of times. I did get a good amount of use out of this. It's pretty tiny. It was a deluxe sample to begin with, so it wasn't like huge, but I just really did not like the formula of this and I kept forcing myself to use it, and I realized I didn't want to do that anymore. I just don't care for this. It doesn't stay in my waterline. It didn't work for me. So this is something that I gave up on by like the second update. I just knew that I didn't want to continue using this and I got rid of it. And then my IT Cosmetics Brow Power in Universal. Yep, Universal Taupe. This bad boy is completely done. Has a spoolie on the one end, and I didn't mind it. The tip on this was pretty thick, so getting a precise line and really fine hair-like strokes was very hard to do, but for filling in the tail and down towards the end, it was fine, and I used a finer one up in the front of my brows, and yeah, it went fine. And I actually was surprised by how long it took me to use that up. Like, I've used that for the majority of the project. I have another one that I'm using now, which is my TreStique brow pencil, and I'm almost done that. It went way quicker than that one. That one lasted forever. I also have a Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick in Patina. This was a sample. You can see through it there. I was really excited to use that up, so I think that was probably one of my first makeup like lipsticks that I've used all the way up, and yeah, made me feel good. Next up was a Nars Laguna bronzer sample. This is done. which makes me so super happy. Next up is my MAC Painterly paint pot. And you guys, I thought this would never be done. There's still a good amount over on that side, but for the most part, this is almost gone, and I thought this was going to be around for forever. Next up is my Pixi Correction Concentrate Brightening Peach, in Brightening Peach rather. And this is an under eye corrector for my blue dark circles. And I am making some really good progress. So it's not only all the way, like, you know, you can see pan on this bottom corner, but there's also a pretty considerable dip in the top of this. So getting my finger down in there, you use such a small amount that I'm surprised I even hit the bottom where I did. But I do like this, and I'm really excited to continue to make progress on that. And then I replaced my Smashbox with a couple other primers. So I used my Dr. Brandt Pores No More. That is completely 100% gone, and I've gotten rid of it because I put it into an empties. And I didn't necessarily replace my Project Pan items for the challenge, but I did start using this Becca Backlight priming filter, and I'm almost done that. There's actually like a little plastic thing that pushes the product up, so the product is actually right here. So I don't have too much more of that. I also started using this Posing Nude Wet n Wild concealer. That is almost done. It's all the way up here. There's probably only a couple more applications of that. And then I started using my Catrice High Coverage Liquid Camouflage Concealer. And if you can see, I've used enough of that that you can start to see through the packaging. I'm excited about that. So I'm making really considerable amounts of progress on those products as well. But the big Mac Daddy of this project is, of course, my Stila in the Light palette. So this has worn off. This goes in my like everyday makeup bag inside of my purse. And you guys, the progress is something I'm very proud of. So that is what my palette looks like right now. So you can see I've cleared out most of Bare up through the middle, up in this corner. I have just the tip of that corner left and the side, and then this bottom. This is Bubbly. I have a considerable amount of pan there, and expanding that is hard just because it's a color you don't use very much of. This is Kitten. I have a good amount of pan in that as well, and spreading that. This is Bliss, which I use in the crease almost every blessed day. Every time I use this palette, I use that color in my crease. It is so densely packed, and actually had a bit of hard pan that getting that to actually hit pan was next to impossible. But I have a serious crater around this. So I don't know if you can tell how shallowed out around that pan is. So I should hit a good amount of pan in that soon. And then this is Sunset, which I have some pan in. This is, what is that? Sandstone, which I usually use to deepen up my crease and my outer V. This is the black, which I believe is Ebony. I use that as a liner, which is why the pan on that is so thin. This I have not used. I don't think I've used Night Sky more than once. And I actually had, my goal for this palette was to hit pan on 7 shadows. I've hit pan now on 8. So I've made my goal, but now I kind of want to see if I can finish off any of these. I'd like to clear out all of the pans with the exception of Ebony, Night Sky, and Luster. Luster I have started to try to use a little bit more. I don't know if you can see any kind of dip in that product, but it's just not a color that I enjoy. So Luster and Night Sky are just not colors that I like working with. And Ebony is probably something I will never finish up. I'm never going to finish a black shadow, you guys. But I would really like to get rid of Bare and Bliss. I'd love to use up all of Kitten because I love that color. I actually really enjoy Bubbly as well. And Sunset is stunning. Sandstone, I don't know if I would finish all the way. But some of these, I'd really like to finish up off these first 4 right here, and then Bubbly. And then I'd probably say that this was a success and call it a day. So what I've decided to do, because this is my last for my Project Pan and Pan That Palette update, those were all of my items, I'd really like to continue using this. I gave myself from February to September to meet my goal of hitting pan on all of these, and I've done that now. What I would like to do before the end of the year now is to continue to use this and my other project pan items that I haven't finished yet until the end of the year and see what more progress I can make. And I'd really like to finish off a couple more of these shadows. So what I would like to do by the end of the year is finish Bare, finish Bliss, and make as much more progress as I can on Sunset, Kitten, and Bubbly. And we'll see, guys. I actually thought I would be super sick of this palette. It was too neutral. There wasn't enough pops of color. But guess what? I can bring in pops of color in any other multitude of ways, and these colors still work. So I'm still finding myself really enjoying using this palette. It's what I use today for my look, and I just really, really enjoy it. So I'm going to continue to use my Painterly, my Pixi, and all of my primers and mascara samples and this, and see how far I can get. And I will probably do an update of what I'm going to do for my next project. So this is the finale of this project, and then I'm going to do another project video where I let you know what I'm adding in for my continuation for the rest of the year. So what I'll be using from September until December 31st. And I mean, it's not the longest amount of time, so I'm going to try to be reasonable about it, but you'll see what I'm doing for that project in an upcoming video. But that for right now is my finale of my Project Pan and Pan That palette. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the subscribe button and the thumbs up. Both of them help me a ton, and I will see you in my next video.